And Bronte, the Royals, they're firming up their Christmas plans, aren't we all? We understand the Walesers and the Tindalls will be joining the King. What do we know so far?
Yes, just like so many other families around the globe, the royals are getting their Christmas preparations ready. So we do know that the Prince and Princess of Wales will join on Christmas. There has been speculation that they would have the Christmas Day lunch, possibly with the Middletons or at Amner. They'll be staying at Anmer Hall nearby. So that was up in the air, but it does appear that they will be spending Christmas Day with King Charles and Camilla and the rest of the royals. After all, they'll of course have the Christmas Eve celebrations. There's a lot of emphasis put on that in the royal family. There'll be a black tie dinner that evening, but I also know they exchange gifts that day. And then the following morning, we'll see them all out at their Christmas Mass at the nearby church. And then later in the day, of course, the Christmas lunch. And it is a gathering of the extended royals. There'll be the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh and their two kids, Princess Anne, the Tindalls, their children, Beatrice and Eugenie, their children and their partners. And also, there had been some speculation that, with a bit of tension reported between King Charles and Prince Andrew this year over the ongoing royal housing saga related to Royal Lodge, that possibly Andrew wouldn't be there, but it does appear he will be. So, either King Charles has buried the hatchet or realised that, family is the most important thing at Christmas. But either way, I'm sure after a couple of drinks, there could be some more good conversations there. But yes, and one thing that's been really lovely to read about after such a difficult year for the Royals, the Mirror over here in the UK recently reported that King Charles is currently at Sandringham and he's looking very happy and healthy, and he's excitedly preparing and overseeing the decorations himself as he gets it all ready. So it's an exciting time, and it's just really nice to hear that they're looking forward to a big family Christmas like we all are. But again, after such a tough year, they'll be really enjoying that one.
I think they will be. And Louise, the royal family Christmas plans have been described as chaotic. I thought all Christmas plans or all family Christmas plans were a bit chaotic, but why is that?
Oh, absolutely. I don't think they're chaotic in the way that the rest of us are charging to the supermarket at the last minute because we've forgotten the cranberry sauce or something like that. But I think what the reference is, it was Duncan Larcombe, I think, who made this comment during the week, a royal expert. Because Charles last year threw open the doors to extended family, and by extended family I mean Camilla's children, Tom and Laura and their children, which means that not only will Charles have his 3 grandchildren there, unfortunately not the ones from Montecito, he'll also have 5 step-grandchildren, which of course are Laura and Tom's respective children with their spouses. So there'll be a wide range of people. As Bronte says, if the Duke of York turns up, Sarah Ferguson's another name that's been mentioned, of course, along with Eugenie and Beatrice, their daughters. So I did a rough count. I think probably about 35, 40 people could in fact be there for the 3-day event. But I don't believe Charles is as strict as making everyone stay for the 3 days as perhaps his mother did.
Yeah, looking after 40 people for any family occasion for that length of time is going to be chaotic, whether you're royalty or not. But Louise, I just want to stay with you and look, talks of family reconciliation, that's been a little quiet lately, but an interesting report this week, an allegation that the King is apparently not answering Harry's phone calls. What do we know?
Well, I'm not altogether surprised to hear this, I have to say, Caro, because we know that the guard is up. They're very reluctant to talk about anything. They fear still that tidbits will be commercialised or be leaked to various, Sussex-friendly publications. But the story is that since their meeting in February, when Harry, of course, made his mercy dash to the UK to see his cancer-stricken father, the comms have been pretty much non-existent. I believe Harry tries to ring. He gets a message not available. I'm not sure whether the message is a text or whether he gets a voicemail message, and any inquiries he makes about his father's health also go unanswered, which suggests to me they're still very anxious about leaking or revealing any information to Harry, whether or not he's going to repeat it. Or maybe he's sort of seen sense and decided he's not going to leak family details, who knows. But I think he's also very concerned still about the personal safety of Meghan and Archie and Lilibet should they go to the UK. He's convinced everyone that Meghan will somehow be the victim of an acid attack if she lands back on the UK soil. I don't see how. And he somehow blames his father. He seems to think that Charles can control the situation, and why isn't he stepping up, according to reports, to actually help his family come back to the UK should they want to visit, for example, Christmas. So, but even Charles can't control that. That's a very multifaceted, complex security operation, getting those 4 back to the UK. So the fact that Charles is not answering the calls. I mean, who can blame him, really?
God, that keeps getting more and more complicated. Bronte, I've only got about 45 seconds left, but Williams, he's also had plenty on this week. Apparently he's teamed up with Ronnie Wood. He's been out with the Welsh Guards and he's planning a camel trek across Oman. I know that's an awful lot for 45 seconds, but what's this all about?
Okay, well, this week he had the Tusk Awards where that's about wildlife conservation in Africa, and that's where he got together with Ambassador Ronnie Wood. He then went and saw the Welsh Guards preparing to get back into the field army. So they've been on ceremonial duties over the last 2 years, which included the Queen's funeral, the coronation, etc. And then lastly, he announced a camel trek in Oman. He won't be going on it himself, disappointingly, but he is a co-patron of it. And this is all about raising awareness of the country's natural heritage, biodiversity, and of course, William's passion piece, which is environmental challenges. So he's really hit the ground running in the last few months. And this week was absolutely no exception, but we love to see it. He looks excited. He looks passionate.